Hi YouTube, Jeff Lindsay in the garage with you Thursday, November the 2nd. Came home from work to a new header panel, boxed up, nice and neat on the back porch waiting on me. Good deal. I've looked over it. It looks pretty good. Don't see any problems with it. Obviously we won't know if we've got any fitment issues till later on, probably shooting for Saturday. We're going to shoot the insides of the fenders today with epoxy, flip them over tomorrow and shoot the outsides of them, and we'll give them till the following day, which will be Saturday morning, and get out here and do some mocking up on all this stuff. We're going to pull the grill out. We're going to pull the lower valence panel. All right, YouTube, that is 2 good coats of epoxy primer. We tried to get in those little creased areas and folded and recessed areas as good as possible. Think we got it covered pretty good. Hope we did. Both fenders are done on the inside, and tomorrow we'll roll them over and get the top sides, and we'll just keep progressing with what we're doing, and hopefully we're taking the right route. But that's it. It looks pretty decent. There's a little trash, just like on the last panels that we did, the doors. There's a little trash. I think it'll all, once we sand this and scuff this down good and shoot primer, I believe we'll be fine the way it is, hopefully. We'll see. We'll see. We did go ahead and try to do where the fender wraps up underneath the car while it was up in the air and accessible. We went ahead and shot both of those areas good on that outside, which will be up underneath. And when you roll the fender over, it kind of hangs down low. So we went ahead and shot that a little bit while we had them rolled up this way. Inside out, you might say. But there we go. 2 coats, making a little progress. Making a little progress, YouTube. Kind of antsy about this header panel, wanting to kind of get it fit on there, see. Obviously that lower valence panel, I'm scared to go in there and put my hands on it. I don't know what I'm gonna find. I know it's probably original to the car, and they may be some metal work to do on it, but maybe it won't be too bad. So that's where we at. Hopefully, we're running a few days late on what our target was. We were hoping to get the fenders, the doors, and the core on the car by the end of October. We're going to miss it by just a few days, but that's okay. We'll keep giving ourselves goals, and we'll start trying to get to them. And it's really kind of fun to see the car coming together a little bit finally with all the repairs that we did do. There was a ton of them, and there's going to be more. So just hang on for the ride. We'll have progress. We'll bring you along, YouTube. All right, tubers. It is Friday afternoon, November the 5th. I don't know. Anyway, we decided to pull the lower valence down, take a look around. Obviously, there was a dent there. We've got some holes with some Bondo worms coming through. And we've got an area right here that's got Bondo. You can see where they've tried to fix that, and then some rust in this area. Other than that, the lower valence looks pretty good from what I can tell. Until I get it cleaned up, obviously I won't know. But it doesn't look bad, and I'm thinking I might try to salvage it. It just depends on what it looks like when I get it stripped down. So that's where we're at with that, and that's where we're at with that. 2 coats of epoxy on each fender, and boy, there's a lot of trash in that, I'll tell you. A lot of trash. It looks like looking up at the stars at night. There's so many speckles in it. But there's the dent repair that we didn't do real good, but we knew we was gonna have body filler and all to put on that. So that's where we at with that one. And then The one on the driver's side, the two little dings right there, they show up pretty good in black. But look at the specs. A little speck of a little trash. Hope it'll be alright once we scuff it and prime it and all that good stuff. Other than that, they're clean as a whistle and they're protected. And at some point tomorrow, we're just going to let them sit for now. At some point tomorrow, we'll get out here and mark this front end back up a little bit. Put the header panel on, check it out good, and see what it looks like. And when we have some progress, we're sure enough going to bring you along, YouTube. All right, YouTube, Jeff Lindsay, still hanging out Friday afternoon, actually on towards the night hours. It's about 7:30 p.m. We came out, fitted the panels, the fenders, and we just kind of test fitting the header panel. And it looks fairly good. We have not found but just one thing. This lower connecting bolt here, we're going to have to elongate the hole probably about 1/8 of an inch. It's just a hair off where it was drilled or stamped. Hi YouTube, Jeff Lindsay in the garage Sunday afternoon. We pulled a weekend shift this weekend. We only worked 4 hours a day, but we worked the whole day yesterday, so we really didn't get much accomplished as far as the car. We came out today. We had a couple of holes we needed to work on just to make them a little bit bigger so it wouldn't be quite so aggravating to get the bolt started, and we've done that. One of them was on this bracket, and you can see now that that's going to line up good. We had purchased a battery tray way back. Why, I have no idea, because it's been 2 years and we really just now needed to mock it up. So just not knowing, YouTube, just not knowing. And you buy things, you misplace them or whatever, and fortunately we knew where that was. So the header panel is off, upside down. The old one we took down. We are going to need all of this, and we're going to need to take it off and get it sandblasted. The reason we didn't try to use that header panel is these pieces, where this comes together, this entire piece, lower headlight area, is missing off of both sides. And I don't know if it was a deal where it just got rusted so bad that whoever had it was going to try to find a couple of these instead of, you know, locating an entire header panel. I don't know. All I know is they were gone, and this is rusted out extremely bad and full of Bondo. I think the next thing is to take this off, go ahead and sandblast it good, and get it in some kind of primer or paint, probably primer. And we're going to try to go ahead and start stripping this down. Take these brackets off. There's another one of those little clips in these areas. And not sure where else they might have been or are. So we'll figure it out though, YouTube. We will figure it out. I don't know for sure, but I think I'm missing a piece on this car on the front end. I want to think there's supposed to be a pretty major piece, a center brace, but I don't know for sure. I'll have to refer to the manual and look and see, that connects the header panel with the lower valence panel. I'm not sure, but we'll find out, YouTube. And when we have some progress, we'll turn the camera back on. All right, YouTube, we got the old piece off. Put it in the blast cabinet, cleaned up real nice, no pitting. Both bolt holes lined up perfect with the new header panel, so we're extremely happy about that. There's one issue, and it's the little spring that pulls back this mechanism after you engage. It's about shot, it's been stretched, you can tell, but I believe I can pick one of them up just about anywhere. The main spring, the main handle spring, seems to be still pretty good. So we'll leave that like it is. The mechanism works pretty good. We're not going to try to, obviously not going to try to lubricate anything until we're done with paint. So it'll even work a little better once you lube it. So it cleaned up very good though. Real happy about that, both sides. Blast cabinet still working good. Tickled to death with it. Hi YouTube. Just wanted to bring you along. Let's get out and get a different perspective or a little further away. Maybe it won't be so confusing, but that's what it is, YouTube. And that's what it looks like from the top side, obviously. All right, we'll bring you along. All right, YouTube, Jeff Lindsay in the garage with you. It's a little after 5 p.m. on Sunday. We found our bumper brackets. We got them in the blast cabinet, cleaned them up real good. We've got them test fit. We refit the header panel, and we did some modification to try to get these bolts to line up here, and we still got issues there. So we're gonna have to do something different. I don't think it'll be too terribly bad. Our alignment's pretty fair here, and on the other side. It's not bad at all. I think we're going to be good here and here. But both sides are the same. They just missed it just a little bit in this header panel. They missed their hole. And I elongated those holes out to no more, probably about 1/8 of an inch left on that inside. So we don't want to go any more. So we actually going to probably have to modify the fender just a touch. Rust, same thing here. Can't get my finger in there. Goes in there, just plenty of room. So I'll revisit those brackets to see if it's the same thing. If when those things were made, one's a little, straighter than the other. I don't know. But the hood latch assembly, it's in. It lines up fairly well. We can just tweak it just a little and get the bolts in. And that's kind of where we're leaving off today, YouTube. It's been a long day out here just for a few pieces. Just for a few pieces to get, bumper brackets, the hood latch assembly, and to remark up this thing just enough to see how everything's going to line up. One thing that I'm curious about is the front bumper. I've seen these things on standard Camaros where they only have the bottom half of this. I've seen some without these bumper guard things. And then some with the full. I've seen Z28s online that have this big thing here. I just don't understand. I guess there was a lot of tweaking on from 70 to 73. There was a lot of different options on the bumper, or different, engineering spec changes, whatever, as they progress to try to make the front ends a little safer. I'm not sure. But anyway, we're gonna do something about these big hunks of metal and rubber up here. We'll probably take these off. They do bolt on, and maybe weld this up and just end up with the bumper part. I don't know yet. I've looked at a few. I kind of like the way that looks. So that's where we at today. We ending up on a fair note. Still a little more tweaking to do on the header panel, and we did not start on the lower valence panel. We may end up buying one. It is in pretty rough shape, but we'll visit that next week or sometime. Appreciate everybody watching again, of course, and subscribing, liking, everything along the way.